To all my fellow Destiny 2 hunters, it's time to go over one of the most goated Arc Hunter builds I have ever seen in this game. What was once deemed as the most useless subclass ever, now has a place to stand in the toughest Destiny 2 endgame content. Now this build might be a little familiar, for we have covered this build before, but with Lightfall's new loadout system we have to make all the changes, and arguably, it's now even better. Now for this build, of course, you're gonna want to be on the Hunter Arc subclass, with the aspects of Lethal Current, which turns your combination blow melee into a more named brand Trinity Ghoul than Trinity Ghoul itself, and Flow State, only because Tempest Strike is hot garbage. And of course, make sure that your melee is set to combination blow for that maximum damage. Also for the fact that combination blow gives hunters their dodge back, and to get your melee back, set that hunter dodge to gambler's dodge. Now you have the infinite melee rotation. Get a melee kill, then dodge. Easy, right? Now you see, that is all you really need. In low-end Destiny 2 content, that is. But we are here for that higher end, and that's where the fragments come in. First up, Spark of Resistance. For that increase in defense when you are knee-deep in adds, especially for Grandmaster Nightfalls, you're gonna want to max out this defense here. And to help out with that defense, you will pair this up with Spark of Haste, which is a better version of a now depreciated mod that used to be called Striking Light. Where that mod used to just give you an increase in defense while sprinting, Spark of Haste greatly increases your resilience with the addition of recovery and mobility for those moments where you just need the duck out. And what better fragment to pair with a bailout than Spark of Instinct? This fragment will clear enemies in your vicinity, once you hit critical health, that is. And with this build, there could be a moment or two with that. And lastly, Spark of Feedback. This is a freebie fragment. You don't need this one. I just like the plus 10 resilience that this fragment gives you. Now time for the mods, armor, and weapons. First and foremost, you have an option. Up until Legend Nightfalls, you can run Liar's Handshake, for this is just to melt everything in your path, but its survivability would be lacking for Master and Grandmaster content. And to exchange the high damage dealing for the good survivability, we will be going with Assassin's Cowl. For every melee kill we will have a moment of invisibility, enough time to position yourself in a better area, or to just get the higher attack on the enemies that matter in the field, or just to regain some health. Because man, I'm gonna be real with you, sometimes these ads just pour down on you the second they see you. But for those moments, we will have a couple of mods here to help us out. So starting off with the helmet, I went with a complete stack of the hands-on mod, triple stacking them for the maximum super gains. Being able to spam super to help you out clearing rooms is just a faster way of blasting through these nightfalls, and who really hates going fast, right? Moving on to your arms, we need a way to create orbs, saying that armor charges are the name of the game now, so I went with heavy-handed. These orbs will be used for a later reason, you will see, but before we go there, I just want to mention that I also went with impact induction in order to just spam all abilities as much as possible. For this mod states, dealing damage with your powered melee grants grenade energy. Now I know Titans were the ones with Touch of Thunder, but us hunters really bring the hurt for ability spamming. Now moving on to the chest piece, I would go with your standard defense mods and top it off with emergency reinforcement. For those moments where you just get a little too critical and you need to get out of dodge, you now have 3 things going for you to help you out. 1 being Spark of Haste for that increase in stats all over the board. 2 being Spark of Instinct. If that arc explosion doesn't kill any adds around you, it will at least stagger them to give you enough time to get out of there. And while you are critical, emergency reinforcement will proc for the additional 10% in defense. But now moving on to the legs, this is the area where it really helps out the build a little bit more. For all those orbs that you will be creating with heavy-handed, you will be gaining more bang for your buck with stacks on stacks, making every orb you pick up gain 2 armor charges. And while you pick those orbs up, you will also be proccing recuperation to kickstart that health, and better already to just top the health off. Lastly, the class piece, which I can say is just a freebie section. Run whatever you want here. I went with time dilation, just for more time on the armor charges, never really hurts. A Reaper mod for even more orb creation, since we will also be spamming class ability along with our melee, and a singular bomber mod, just to help out with that grenade spam along the way. Now for the weapon, anything with 1-2 punch, for it will increase your melee and the lethal current explosion itself, just by landing all pellets on a target. I recommend the Without Remorse. by far my most favorite shotgun in the game. Of course, only if you have it unlocked in the Enclave to be able to craft it. If you don't, Wastelander is still farmable and craftable. This is yet another great option to go with, saying that both of these shotguns are lightweight frames, and in PvE that is the best frame to go with for that increase in speed and great handling. And that's the build for you guys. Maximum defense and survivability, while dealing both insane amounts of damage to Grandmaster Nightfall champions and having amazing ad clear ability. If you have enjoyed this video, check out another one. Should be on screen for you right now. Now take care, fellas. Peace.